Good evening, guys. As you can see, it's dry out. Today is July 4th. I am going to try to put this video up, so I'm not going to make it too long so I can save it. Today's July 4th. Happy 4th of July. Hopefully you guys are having fun. Stay safe out there. Any fireworks. We are in a D1 level drought right now. It has been probably 3 weeks since we've had any good rain, and probably in 3 weeks we've had 1 inch of rain. All of our lawns are no longer weekly. For the most part, they're 10 to 14 days. Pretty dry. Only thing probably wet around here is the garden, because this year I've been so persistent at making sure everything was watered. So I'm going to take you guys on a quick walk through the garden and show you what it looks like on July 4th. I looked at videos back from July 17th last year. It didn't look anything like this. Like, we have so much growing in here right now. But let's start up here in the front real quick. Hopefully you guys have been having a good season. I know it's been hot and dry. Here has been above normal pretty much every day of the summer and every day of spring. We had good rain early on in the season, and then it just stopped, and we've been dry like most of the South. We are actually, like I said, in a D1 drought, but we are supposed to get rain again. It was 93 with the heat index today, and it's been like that. And the garden's done amazing. I take that up to watering it a lot. But here's the the heart garden. These are all reseeding cosmos here and some pumpkins. I think they are. I'm leaving them here. I let things grow wild if they grow up. I watered this today finally for the first time. I'm going to come out here and I'm going to cut all these dead flowers off so I can push more growth into the bottom of this bed and get these cosmos like really getting bushy. Then if we come over to here, I kind of neglected this garden. This is the butterfly garden. It has all the apple trees in it. We have 4 apple trees here. I don't know what kind they are, but we have a lot of apples, as you can see up there. See them all? Apples everywhere. They have marks on them. I've sprayed them with a organic stuff, but I'm not worried. We just peel them and eat them anyway. And they're still good. Here is all my yarrow. It just pops up and keeps spreading. And I'll show you in this part of the garden, all this flowers you see in that part of the garden were some flowers that were up here and things I just dug up in the garden around the yards in clumps and separate them all in the buckets and stuff. But this is lavender. These are gladiolus. I love gladiolus. I'm going to keep multiplying these. We have these red ones here, kind of, and they have so many different colors. I'm going to eventually get more, hopefully. We might have yellow ones that pop up. These are my favorite. These are like a deep purple color. Look at that. Really vibrant. And then these are just lilies that we've gotten from clients. And then this is a sunflower that just grew up on its own here. Over here are sunflowers Rachel planted. We pulled all our garlic. It ended up being really good. It grew pretty big. We left some, I think they're onions or garlic. That might be onions. But we left the onions in there, and Rachel harvested all the garlic out of that bed, and we don't have much else in that bed. Like I said, this part of the garden was kind of neglected. Then if you come down here, this is the main garden. And I never got it extended out. The chickens are still over there. I've been feeding them all the scraps and stuff like that. But this garden is a Mod Podge of pretty much everything that I've divided, split, moved, all them different things, put trellises. The last time you seen this garden, it was nothing like this. Sorry I haven't kept up to date on the garden videos. But here, we'll go down the first aisle. So in the first aisle, this is kale. You have kale, purple broccoli. You have all of our strawberry plants here, more yarrow. And these are all, like I said, plants I separated and just started putting throughout the garden all down here. Then I'm going to separate them next year. And eventually we'll bring them to wherever we end up moving. And we're going to make a garden out of all that. And then we'll sell some of these eventually. But so I looked up, I seen this was considered invasive, not invasive, but I forget what kind of weed they said. Not weed. This is a a tall verbena. I found that out by reading an article about a gardener, I guess a renowned gardener, named it as plant of the week. And it's supposed to be, it can spread, like reseed and everything. And I know that because I didn't plant that there. And it came up, and then we have more here. But I'm letting it. I like this. This is really, really pretty. I'm going to cut it here. All the dead flowers. If you deadhead, all your flowers and stuff will rebloom again, come back, and you'll keep having flowers. Except for like the torch lilies. But all in here is strawberries, cabbages, as you see, more yarrow. We have some pretty big pepper plants in here. These are, what are these? These are violet sparkle, and they get like purple colors on them. But look at them. There's a pretty lot of peppers on there. Not bad. And then I have another pepper plant right here. Look how big these peppers are. These turn yellow. That's as big as my hand, guys. And there's a bunch all over there. So the garden's kind of like a whole, I believe, planting flowers, perennials, and everything in the garden with you. And it makes it more diverse and more plants, not plants, more beneficial insects come and pollinators and stuff like that. Look, this is wildflower seed mix we put here. Okay, let's move down to here. These are, as you can see, it's dry. I just watered all this the last couple of days. I overhead water this a lot by just spraying all the plants when it's really hot. And I don't have any problem with disease. I think it's more beneficial. My hose got unkinked. It's more beneficial to have your plants watered rather than go through. I mean, I think it's more beneficial if your plants are overhead watered, if that's the quickest way you can do it, than letting them dry out and actually dying. Last year I didn't do it as much, and they died out a lot more. So these are all Rachel sunflowers. We have zinnias here. I'm going to come in and deadhead all these zinnias so they keep on spreading. More torch lilies. So as you see, it's like just so much stuff like planted. And if I can get more, like I said, more species of different perennials, I'm going to keep on multiplying them. I mean, they're free when you separate them and move them. I mean, literally, this thing was just one little sliver of root. And it's in a pot, guys. Look, a 1 gallon pot. This was one little I broke off one little quarter of one of these plants and put it in there. And that's how big it got. Same thing with all these torch lilies. Oh, here's another pepper. Okay, so let's keep going down the garden. I thought that was dead because it got a vine border, but for some reason it's producing squash still. As you can see down in there, big squash. We'll get around there. These are potatoes, so we're digging these up as we go, and we've actually gotten a lot of potatoes off of them. Hey, Lucifer! How you doing, pup? How you doing, Diesel? You come out to the garden? That's Lucifer and Diesel. So this is a sunflower that is in a pot. See the 1 gallon pot there? And I'm staking it up. I don't want it to break. But all these potatoes, we've been digging them up and making fries and stuff out of them as we go. And that's a pretty good idea. And that's the best we've ever done for potatoes, was in the ground like this. We tried the bucket thing and it didn't do as good. Look, all these Shasta daisies, beans. I've been battling these bean beetles. I've been picking off all these yellow critters all over them for probably a week now. But we've already frozen probably 3 Ziploc bags full of beans. I'll show you. More kale and garlic. See, all these beans. I just picked all these beans. And look, there's so many more. Let me see if I can find these little things on these leaves here. They come in here and you'll see them. If you're not really persistent, I mean, some people spray insecticides, but I don't. I come out here and I'm really persistent at pulling them off. Look, see them thing? All you gotta do is pull it off and throw it. It can't make its way back to the plant. So I gotta get more of these off. But these are about done. They produced a lot. I have these coming in now. These took a while to come in, but look, I gotta trellis them, I guess, or I'm gonna end up losing them. It's crazy. Okay, so on this side, Let's start over here. Over here, we have a Cherokee purple tomatoes. I broke this off of my mother plant down there and put it in the ground, just poked a hole in, stuck it in there, and packed soil around it. And look, they came back and they're actually producing tomatoes. And then this is a volunteer tomato right here. Volunteer means it just popped up. Just came up out of the ground, so I keep it. And then over here we have blueberries. They didn't do as good. More Shasta daisies. Whole thing of potatoes here. More plants in pots. This yarrow was in a pot, I think. It might still be in a pot. But look how big it is. And I do clip back everything that comes out into the aisles here. So it's not like too much of a mess. And look, all the weeds already. And the mosquitoes are bad. Oh, look. This is a volunteer sunflower. Ain't that amazing, guys? Look at that. Pretty. And then there's that one right there. Let's go over here. I don't want to move too fast. Maybe I'll do some more garden tours. Walk around the garden. That's a pretty sunflower, right? Nice. They're bringing all the dogs out because the 4th of July. We don't want the dogs to go crazy. A lot of people do fireworks around here. We've gotten bags of beans off of these. There's almost too many to be able to pick. See them all? There's so many. You don't need that many green bean plants, I guess. And then here's more tomatoes. So we have a lot of tomatoes. And then you have these tomatoes. These are chocolate sparkle tomatoes. And I think that's done. It pulled off really nice. Let me see. I don't really like tomatoes as much as Rachel and them, but let's bite into this thing. Oh, that's actually the sweetest tomato I've ever eaten. Wow, that's nice. It's actually pretty good. Then we have these. And I think these are ready too when they get a little orange on the bottom. See, it's producing zucchini still. Sorry, it's getting dark out here. But let's hurry up and end this. I'm getting a little long and it'll take forever to save. We have more tomatoes over here. I'm not sure what kind they are. I haven't had to fight blight too much, but I think this is the best way to actually do tomatoes. Before I used to just do a whole cattle panel long, but I just weave it in and out, kind of like the beans, kind of like the cucumbers over here. That's all my corn. We have watermelons. So it's looking really good out here, I think, for being in a pretty big drought. I mean, it takes a lot of water. These are more pepper plants. And if you're wondering, I've only given this garden probably an organic fertilizer that you put in that little spray thing. Only probably one time this season, and then whatever the chickens do. Everything else is just Mother Nature and me watering it. Sunflowers all throughout the corn. So the corn's looking nice, and then we have another group of cucumbers. Look at this cucumber. I think I should pick it. One here. This one's getting way too big. I think this one needs to come off, guys. Right? You would agree. I mean, when a cucumber is almost a foot long, 2 feet long, I think it has to come off. These are Cherokee purples, and this is the plant I took off and stuck in the ground down there. I have a bunch of those plants that I've done that too in this garden because I was late on getting tomatoes. We didn't get tomatoes, and I didn't plant tomatoes, but I'll show you some other ones. This one is one that I cloned from another plant. You have two right here that I cloned from another plant. And then let's spin around. One here. And then another one right here that I cloned from another plant. So I'm going to show you up at the top real quick. That garden, because I really like that one. I've kept that one managing to look really good. And I have a lot of ground cover spreading. Let's go. But I will show you guys another. I can't show you now, but I will show you guys another day. The baby chickens. They're in for the night because of fireworks. So Paige put them in early, but they're 20 something in there, I think, right?
20 or 21.
Yeah.
I can't remember. We did lose one.
Yeah, so
about like right shy of a week, I guess. So
Then if you come up here, I've managed to get this creeping Jenny like going wild in here. Like it's spreading everywhere. I have hostas everywhere, flowers all throughout here. Like I said, a lot of water. But it is hot out, ain't it?
yeah, it is hot.
Well, guys, hopefully you liked that quick little video. I'm going to try to put it up tonight and see how that goes. So happy 4th of July and have a good night.
And thanks for watching.
Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And be happy.
Or at least try.